Today is the day that you are not going to make any mistakes from the back of the court, because you are going to follow these 20 rules. If you want to stop losing the points from the back of the court, this video is for you. Today we are at the Boekhorst in Noordwijkerhout and we're going to start right now. Oké. Ah, lekker boelie! And we have sales on justpadel.com.
I like it.
You like it? Good match. Tip number 1 is play down the line. And this is what nobody does. It will have a lot of benefits. If you play down the line, you are making the net players move from left to right. They need to cover more court. And especially, let's say I am the weaker player and I play down the line, the net player will either play the ball straight, which is way more easy to defend. If the net player plays cross court, they are moving the play to your partner, so your partner gets the problem. So let's say your partner is better, this is something that you should do. If your partner is worse, then your partner should do the same thing, so you get the ball. So this is one of the easiest methods to get the ball to the player that needs to receive the ball. So in this way, the best defender gets the ball, and if they choose to play more aggressive, the net players have to move more to cover the court. 2 is play more to the backhand, and especially high backhands, which is way more complicated to defend. Recently I saw the match from Ale Galan with Chingoto, and Chingoto was playing all the shots to the backhand of Tapia and to the backhand of Coelho. And in this way they cannot really play so aggressive, so they cannot really win the point quick enough. If it's on their forehand, they can push, especially if you play against a left-handed player. But especially if it's club level, not everybody has a good backhand, and especially not a high backhand. So people are going to make a lot of mistakes if you feed them the ball on the backhand side. 3 is play cross court towards the center. So if I'm on the right side and I play to the right attacker, if I play to the backhand here, this player cannot really go into the corner with the backhand. Even though this player is left-handed, it is very complicated to play in the corner. And the player cross courts is most likely to be at the second post. So the player parallel, so if I play to you, I'm gonna get closer. So that means is if I get it on my backhand, I can make the angle to the fence or to the side wall. So what you should do as a safe option, because it's the longest trajectory of the ball, so you will not make a mistake, and the player gets a backhand here or a forehand here, he cannot play into your corner, which is easier for you to defend, so you will make less mistakes because you don't have to turn, you don't have to use double wall. Life is way easier. Yeah, so you see in this rally, I'm not getting any ball to the side wall. So if I play more to Sasha's backhand lower, so not this high one, this is difficult, but if it's here, I'm getting more pressure probably in the corner. Yeah, so forehand is there, backhand, you probably play, exactly. Tip number 4 is play with topspin. And with topspin, the ball goes down, which means that the net player will have a lower contact point. And if the player at the net has a contact point that is lower than the net, every single shot that you will receive at the back of the court is way easier than if they receive a ball higher than the net. So either they need to hit the ball lower than the net, or they need to get a lob. If you start by playing all of your shots with that mindset, everything else becomes so much easier. Yeah. Tip number 5, hit the ball at the highest point from the back of the court, especially if the ball bounces against the glass. So what many players tend to do is they use the glass and they wait until the ball is down. So it's going, boom, boom, and the ball's going down, and then they hit. If you hit the ball lower than the net, it is more complicated to feed the ball in a way that the net player gets a ball that is lower than the net. If you start to move closer to the glass and you hit it earlier, you can play down. And if they have, you can also play fast in that occasion. So if you really want to go for a faster shot, possible, but you need to hit the ball higher than the net if you want to play fast, because then you can play fast and you can feed them the ball lower than the net. Tip number 6, change the speed. Why would you change the speed? Well, I will tell you. If you play the same speed over and over again, if I was going to stand at the net and you play the same speed to me all the time, then I know where I have to be. So if you make short angles all the time, I'm going to go closer to the net. If you are going to play super fast all the time, like 80% of the paddle players. So if you play fast all the time, I'm going to be second post. Easy. Very easy to kind of know what you're going to do. Tip number 7 is play most of your lobs on the backhand side. So this is not a good lob. So cross courts and Sasha can play into the corner. So I rather lob here. That's easier, and then I can go and do something else. Pam. And if she plays on the left side, yeah, so now I will lob over this side. And then it's quite easy to take the point. So I will only do that if the ball is on my forehand. I will not lob with my backhand with that angle, because then I might hit the glass. My favorite lob ever is in the middle of the court to the backhand of the player on the right side, because then the left player has to move towards his partner, or the player on the right side needs to play a high backhand volley with a lob coming down, which is super complicated. So this is going to win you, for me, if I win most of my matches just on this tactic. I can tell, okay, listen, I'm going to play there over your left shoulder every single lob, okay? And I will still win the match, because it just works so well. If you play against a left-handed and a right-handed player, you can play more straight. So we just explained that if you play cross courts, the player at cross courts is further away from the net. So if you play the lob cross, they don't have to move so much. But if I am playing parallel, this guy is going to play the lob. If I need to go there now, I have to run way more. So I'm at the second post, I'm playing cross, okay. It's on my left shoulder, easy. Now I'm at the first post because my opponent is there. If you lob me now, I need to run a lot. So in this case, it works well to play on the left shoulder. So cross court's not an option, straight, yes. So if you play against a left-handed player, lob parallel. So ask your partner, lob parallel over the lefty. And me, lob parallel over the right-handed player. If so, you can lob cross, but you need to play that if somebody doesn't have an amazing rouleau. Tip number 8 is more of an advanced tip, but sometimes you have a very short lob and they have a very good fibra. Then there is no point in trying to use the glass to defend the fibra. So it's way easier if you defend in front of the white line to volley it. So if you play a short lob, they play a bandeja fibra, play from this position and try to volley it low on the feet. Whoa! Hoppa, you were scared, huh? 9. Play chiquitas when you're close to the line. You need to play more aggressive when you are closer to the line. Because if I'm closer to the line, my opponent at the net has less time to respond. If I am very close to the glass, my opponent has a lot of time to respond. So I need to be aware that my decision, I need to consider my own position in this case. So either it's a very short ball, I play the chiquita, or it's a very fast ball and I can use the glass. You just need to mix up the chiquita and the lob. Because if you play the lob all the time, everybody's going to stand very far from the net. If you play chiquita all the time, everybody stands close at the net. So in this case, and you have the ball here, it's just soft on the feet and you can go to the net, which is a very good tactic. So even if you don't go to the net, you just play soft on the feet, you need to do something with this shot. Tip number 10, play fast when you're close to the glass. So what we just said, if I'm very close to the glass, my opponent has a lot of time to respond. So if I play a very soft ball at this time, the opponent can boom it out. They can do everything. Because if you play slow from this position, the net players are not gonna care. They don't give a damn. So when you are here, very close to the glass, try to play very fast. Because this will not give a lot of time to pum it out, to do the por quattro. You just need a shot which helps you to go to this position again and then play from here. And then if you are here, you can do more. So your position at the back of the court decides what ball you should play. 11. Don't lob difficult shots. And this is one of the most common errors, and this is what I see a lot of people doing, which is so wrong, because you should only play the lob when you are comfortable. Don't play the lob when you are uncomfortable. So let's say I lob between my hip and my knees. If it's lower than this, don't lob. If it's higher than this, play the ball down. So if you get a very low ball, don't lob that ball. It's so stupid because they can just smash that ball. So that is better. From the previous tip, when the ball is low, play fast. Or when you're close to the glass, play fast. Yeah? So if it's higher, this is also very uncomfortable. You can do it sometimes just to do something unexpected, but only lob when you have time, because then you can play the perfect lob. Tip number 12, play against the same attacker. And we play a lot to the same defender when we're at the net, but we're not playing to the same attacker a lot. If you played a wonderful soft shot and the net player has to move in, feed him the lob. If you played a wonderful lob, this player played a bandeja, play again to his feet. Because there is no need that I am struggling, and you play to my partner. So personally, I want a lot of matches just to make them tired. Lob around the service line, go to the net. Lob around the service line, soft on the feet. Lob. 13, stop slicing slow shots. So what I see a lot of people tend to do is they have a natural slice, or they only have a slice backhand. Well, if you only have a slice backhand and the ball is low and you slice, the ball goes up. And it's an easy volley. The player at the net can play down, they can play fast, they can do whatever they want. So if your ball, if your contact point is low, you need to be able to play flat, or even better, spin. Ah, yes, don't slice the ball. Tip number 14, don't play passing shots. So stop doing that, because it's very complicated for your partner to know what you're doing. Your partner has to work his ass off to cover the court, because if you play passing shots, they can do unexpected things as well. So it's better to take control at the back of the court, and that your mindset is, how can I win the net? Not how to win the point, or how to score at the back of the court, because your job at the back of the court is to get to the net, not to win a point from the back of the court. So stop with winning the point from the back of the court, start by winning the net, and then when you're at the net, then you build up again. Number 15, be careful with opening the court. Oh! Oh, because what I mean by that is playing cross court. So let's say I'm a right-handed paddle player, I'm at the net, don't give me this forehand. It's stupid. When I am left-handed, do not give me this backhand as a natural shot, because you have to just be careful with opening the court, because it's quite easy to play that ball cross. It's even easier if you play against a right-handed player, that they can play cross courts to you. They can put so much pressure on you. So for me, it does not make any sense to play the ball here. Only when you are close to the service line when defending, or when you're able to play a very good ball, or where your contact point is higher than the net. But if it's just as a natural shot, do not open the court. So better to close the court. Next tip, don't help your partner. So let's say Sasha is receiving the ball from this position. Yeah, just like real life. I'm not gonna go and help her from this position. Because if I'm going to stand here, the players can play in this open space. So I'm not gonna help Sas. Good luck. I'm just gonna stay in my corner, because if Sas plays to the plays straight, and from straight it goes to the middle, then I will help. So I will only help. This is what I say to my partner. If the player is cross court, I take the center. If the player is in front of me and plays to the center, it's yours. Good luck. And in this way, you know when to help and when not. Tip number 17 is play fast to the body. So if you play fast to the body, and especially on the right pocket, it's very difficult to volley the ball from this position. It is very easy to block the ball with your backhand. So sometimes people play fast when they are defending, and that's fine. But if you play fast and you play in my range, I'm going to use your speed against you. So this is not a good option, especially not to the backhand side, because then it's quite easy to take over the speed, because it's more of a compact swing, because it's you turn. Yeah. So if you play fast, the opponents at the net are forced to move back a little bit. And then you have space in front. And then they have to reach. And then you play the lob. And in this way you're really playing paddle. Tip number 18 is hide your intentions. So don't show anybody that you're playing the lob. Oh, lob. They know once you start to prepare here that the lob is coming. So when you're defending, also be aware of how big your swing is. So we are making your swing smaller all the time, because if you start by preparing from this position, I know that you're going to play fast. I just know already. So you need to create a swing, technically wise, that doesn't show what you're going to do. Or you can fake it. But if you start by preparing here, and then you play the lob, they cannot move before you hit. So if you are a good net player, you can watch how the movement of the swing is. So with many players, I know, and I'm already here, before they play, I'm already waiting for the smash. Because they have a swing that shows what they're going to do. So in Spain, sometimes they just use the wrist. It's so complicated, you're always late. Tip number 19, dare to play soft. So sometimes you have to turn and you kind of struggle, you kind of feel the stress. And because of the stress, you start to play faster and faster and faster. Yeah, dare to play slow. But even though you're turning, try to just play soft. I played into the net, it doesn't matter. Try to play soft, because then they will not be with their on the net all the time. So you can play soft in a lot of occasions. So watch the paddle players at the Premier Padel, how often, even though when they're in trouble, that they can still play soft. Because once they start to accelerate, they are already in trouble, and then if they also accelerate, if you are in trouble and you play fast, they will only play, you will only get a faster ball back. So dare to play soft, but not when you're close to the glass. Tip number 20, make sure that you have arranged who's going to take the center. So this is one of the most important things that you have to discuss beforehand with your partner. Is what I said in the tips before. If the player cross course of me plays in center, I take it. But sometimes you can say, well, listen, stay in your corner, I'm going to take more of the center. You need to do this before you play the match, because otherwise it's going to be difficult. Also, communicate. So if you take it, shout me. If they have to take it, you. Or say, I only say me, or only say you. But make something that works for both of you, so it will help you to de-stress from the back of the court, which is for most players the most important aspect is that when they're at the back of the court, the players are at the net, they're playing fast, that you are able to stay calm. So you need to think of what can I do before I play the match to stay calm. And that's all for this video. If you want to see more videos like this, then let me know below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because we want 60,000 subscribers at the end of the year. And also like it, do a comment, everything helps to grow the channel. Thank you all for watching, see you next Monday. Hasta luego, chao, adiós. Sí, este video es muy grande, ¿eh? ¿Quieres más grandes videos? Suscribir a mi canal de YouTube. YouTube. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Es un placer